there and fix them. Very good, Dena. Turning left. Good job, Caroline, to keep moving. Keep the little too fast, Caroline. So you just need to soften your hand in there and add your leg. Excellent. With Connie, very good. Connie, let's really make an effort to bend the horse around the turns. Your stride, Mindy, should shorten so it matches the Cavaletti's. You need to keep squeezing. Leg. Cavaletti's were good. I did not like how he altered his pace coming to them. Oh, we have a winner. This is the one who's been doing it all. So I would like for him to have reached in on that final step to get into the Cavaletti's, Anna. Good, Mindy. Yours shortened the stride on the way to it last time, Dena. Keep the stride open. Like, there you go. Good job. Follow the pressure. Don't pull back. Don't pull back. Right in the middle. Like, good job, Caroline. To me, you work the top line too much, too close to the jump, Anna. Keep a continuous rhythm. If you want the rhythm to be improved, improve it further back. Hardly any pressure to the mouth, lots of leg. That's the one he's going to learn from. Good, Connie. And Connie, bend the horse afterwards. You keep it moving forward. It's into the Cavaletti's in a forward fashion. That's what you're looking for. Now your stride length matches the exercise, Mindy. Your horse again needs to stay more open strided on the way to it, so that last little step doesn't happen. Good. Taylor can walk. Good. Connie can walk. Good. Caroline can walk. Like. That time you reached in, so you got to feel the suspension on the inside, right, Dena? Keep your leg on him, a little opening left rein. And you come around again one more time. Anna and Dena one more time. Oh, those on the rail should switch directions. Like that's what you're looking for in Cavaletti's. You walk. Yes. So what yours finally did at the Cavaletti's, where he reached in and then showed suspension through the back, that's what I'm looking for at the Cavaletti's. There was a top line, there was a trust of dropping the head, reaching the forward, coming to the power, in the proper way. Okay, everybody, let's come Cavaletti's this way. And halt. Turn and come this way. Yours has no chance of getting to the Cavaletti's with that slow of a trot, backwards, nervous. He's got to move his shoulders forward and know that when he gets to the Cavaletti, he can reach with the shoulder and drop his head and neck, and that you're going to support him with the leg, right? He has to know. Okay, and everybody back to posting for the Cavaletti's. He has to know that he can reach with his shoulder and drop his head and neck, and that your leg will help him do that, and your hand's not going to prevent it. Good. Excellent work. Because that's really what a jump is. They have to drop their head and neck, reach with their shoulder, and lift their back. Not enough rhythm to get into it. Technically correct, I didn't have movement all the way up to it. Whoa! I missed that. That took me by surprise. See if you can follow this horse through, Connie. He's looking for a trick, and there really is no trick. Good job. Okay, everybody get trotting. We can all trot at once, I think is nice. Leg, push, 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 push. 2 short stride and coming in. Nicely done. Push. Again, no line or connection, Anna, through the turn and the flat work, right? Like there you have top line. That's what your turn and your approach should look like. But Connie can walk. I mean, not Connie, Caroline can walk. Yes, there you reached in, Dena. You reached in. Good. See, you prevented him from reaching in. You felt him get a little nervous in front, pulled back. His nerves are not what you're riding right now. What you're riding right now is where his shoulder is willing to move to. You're riding where his shoulder is willing to move to, and you pull back, you raise his head up, he can't drop his head and neck. If he gets nervous, we can deal with that later. He has to trust that he can drop his head and neck, and your leg will support him. Good, good. Go, yeah, just go around again at the trot. Leg, there you go. Caroline, why don't you come to the middle? Mindy, you can come to the middle. You come again, Connie. Good. Dena, come to the middle. You just follow the pressure. Follow the pressure. Let him drop his head and neck down. Good. Good. He doesn't... Exactly. He needs to realize he can drop his head and neck, reach his shoulder forward, and then the extra power that's necessary, your leg will squeeze and help him with. Can you come again? So you need a little shorter stride, Connie, so that your stride length matches the exercise. Follow, follow, let him reach, let him reach. And then back to the posting trot. Like that was the one, yes? And then you can walk. Good, you come again, Connie. We need you to bend a little better, Connie, at the approaching turn. And then gently come to the walk when you land. Good, and gently come to the walk and give him a pet. Good job. Bend him, bend him, bend him. Now follow him. That's going to work out better. Yes, you might as well come around one time where again you focus on the bend on the way into it. Just as simple as this. He has to be willing to drop his head and neck, to move his shoulder forward and a little bit taller than the bull, right? Drop his head and neck to lift and move the shoulder. When he drops his head and neck and lifts and moves the shoulder, now the back muscles are exposed, right? He's actually made himself vulnerable. If the riders are too heavy on their backs, they're going to sit on him, and he's going to say, that was a bad idea. I don't really want to drop my head and neck and move my shoulder. When they drop their head and neck and move their shoulder, now they need a little power to push and extend their stride. If they don't supply the power themselves to push and extend their stride, then the rider actually has to do it for them by a little bit of squeezing. That's a little bit your horse, that's a little bit your horse, right? Okay? That's a lot of trust for the horse. I can drop my head and neck, the hand's not going to get in my way, I expose my back, nobody's going to sit on me, and if I don't have the power, my rider's going to help me find you, right? Well, those are all the things that need to actually happen at a jump. At a jump, they have to drop their head and neck to raise their shoulder. They have to make a bascule with their body, right? And not have the rider sit on them in the air. And if they don't have enough power to get across the jump, the rider's got to squeeze and help them with it, right? So we've really exposed them. Now, what the horses will do, if they don't think that those elements are going to be in place, they have all sorts of mechanisms to deal with that. They will, if they don't think they're going to have the power, because they don't trust the rider's leg squeezing them, they're going to charge it a little bit. Yours was doing that. I'm not sure why, but he was sort of charging it. We took that away from him, right? Your horse puts his head up and charges. His problem is he doesn't trust he can drop his head and neck and add the power through his body. Now, there's other issues with his riding. There's other issues. But the other issues have to be solved separately where he can learn to do that. These two horses were the most complicated to ride, this one and this one, because they needed top line, they needed leg, they needed hand working, and then they needed, but these two horses, every time they came in right and they reached for that first one, you felt the quality of suspension the rest of the way, right? Your horse makes a nice shape, he just needed stride management, and your horse is kind of the right size to fit the poles anyway, so it was easy for you. You didn't have to work at all, okay? Your horse, big, long, strided horse, he did need shape. He did need bending. When you added bending, you added balance to him, the cavalettis got better, right? I'm not sure why he freaked out when he saw this the one time. Could you do us a favor? Could you go up there and come back with just two of those white plastic boxes? Ice cubes? That's 2 ice cubes. Okay. So there's really a skill to doing cavalettis. You're really teaching the horse top line, right? Also for these two horses and that horse, they're actually learning, and you're learning as a rider the difference between pulling their nose in or legging them and they're reaching for the bridle. 1 or 2 times you got caught pulling the nose in, so there wasn't enough power or stride length for the exercise, right? But then when you started legging and the horse was finding the bit, leg to hand, not hand to leg, it changed everything. Your horse is strong, he's going to make you want to ride him hand to leg. You have to change that from leg back to hand, which the bending helped you do. Okay, so those are trot cavalettis. We're bringing out 2 ice cubes. This is going to be a 1 horse at a time exercise, and we're going to build a cantering cavaletti. So a cantering cavaletti has all the exact same needs. Shape, top line, out of stride, not finding distances, but out of stride. And as a byproduct, just at the trot cavalettis you noticed, the more the horse trusted you to ride properly through the cavaletti, the more you had the stride length to match the exercise, the better you were bend and balance the horse, every distance became a good one. They were able to trot in out of stride. They didn't have to take that little tiny step. The same thing will happen at the canter with our horses in a cantering cavaletti. When the stride length matches the exercise, when there's bending, and there's top line, leg into hand, you'll be able just to jump out of stride. So we're going to put, right here where we are now, just a little cantering cavaletti, and we're going to canter it, because of the size of the group, 2 or 3 times each, but that's probably all you're going to get before I have to send the next person in, so the horses don't get too cold. And we're just going to see if it evolves all the right way. I want people to pay attention to the other horses, so that even if their horse is only showing a little bit of improvement, or it doesn't really quite grasp the exercise, you can actually see the other horses grasping it. So as riders and educated horsemen, we all kind of pick up on it. Let's just go in this order, from my right to my left. Caroline, I was calling her Connie the whole time as I was messing up. Caroline, Mindy, Anna, Dena, Taylor, and Connie. Okay, so I'm going to stand on the outside of the circle so I can see things develop a little better. So nice smooth right lead up the hill. Just if the horse actually makes a big jump and jumps onto the other lead, trot to change things. Okay? And that's actually okay. The horse, I actually think it's fine if the horse actually jumps high enough to change leads. I don't mind that a bit. That's fine in this exercise. These aren't equitation horses yet, where we're training them to hold leads and whatnot. One. Let's just start one. She's going to get, everybody's going to get 2 or 3 times. You could almost turn in front of the, if you're by yourself, you could turn in front of the red oxer, right? But again, a cantering cavaletti with only the expectations of a trot cavaletti. Use a slightly longer stride. That's your stride length. The horse should not shorten or lengthen the stride in the process of turning and straightening out. Leg, leg. Exactly. You can come one more time. Your horse stayed on the stride length it needed. Your horse stayed on the stride length he needed and arrived at a distance that matched the purpose of the exercise. Even better, right? With more shape, and you walk. Very good. There was a big difference, Dena, between your first one and your last one. The first one was kind of choking and underneath it. The last one arrived deep against it. Arrived at a good distance. That it is not. Don't do that. Do that. Excellent work, everybody. We're missing somebody. We've all done it. Right, Caroline? Okay, so everybody experience and witness and see trot cavaletti and applying, and those canter cavalettis can extrapolate to jumps and distances and line as well. Okay. I like to watch the horses, because when the horses are doing this well, they arrive at a good distance for the obstacle every time. Somehow the rider has balanced the horse, aligned the horse, put the turn in a place that's successful, and then arrive at a good place. Nobody finding distances. We're going to lower that. And we're going to start.
This thing is.
We're going to skip the. Presume that our first low vertical is going to duplicate that. So now go to at a time.
Signal, or
I think it's this box right here. It needs to be in a different place.
right up there. Or did the horse show? You know how we had in that window?
Yeah, I just can't. I don't have very good control over it. Let me just try it right here and put this up here and see if it's anything there.
Hide from the Liverpool, we're not going to make him jump it. We can put that in towards, we'll get the line done first without the Liverpool. Does anybody's horse have specific issues about Liverpools? Her horse, I don't know if he ever jumped one. He jumped one yesterday. He put his feet up. He put them higher, and then he landed literally on his knees. He just was afraid to put his feet. And then he saw it. His heart started beating quite fast. Have you ever jumped a Liverpool? Yes. Okay. Anna? Oh, okay. Yours, Dena, Caroline?
Hold it.
Okay. Everybody come left lead. I'm going to lower that just a little. Left lead up over that. Train the halt. This way, we're going to come back down on the right. every single horse. Okay. The bogey jump. Excellent. You want to worry about, is he in front of your leg or not where he is in your hand. Okay? If he's in front of your leg, the answer is always going to reveal itself the proper way, right? So he jumps this, he lands.
Is it okay if you're not
He's balanced, but he's not balanced in front of your leg. He's just balanced. So he doesn't achieve the line. Then, that makes the line too long. So then he chases to get out. So now he lands, he pulls, because he's expecting to chase to get out. He lands, he pulls. So then you land, you pull on him, and you're back to doing 6 again, right? Land, always find where your horse is in relation to your leg before you find out where it is in relation to your hand. That's baby horses. You guys 4-year-olds, right? You don't get on them for the first time and find out what happens when you pull back. You get on them and find out what happens when you squeeze a little bit. First things first, right? Okay, here's a baby. So land, inner line, find out where the relationship to your leg first. You're catching on, you're doing a good job of that. That's getting smooth. You're working with her. Everything I said to her goes back to you.
I listened to you.
Okay, it goes back to you. Find out where your horse is in relation to your leg, not into your hand. Okay? Okay, so working on individual line issues in our own riding, I don't want to skip horse show issues. Horse show issues are going to be triple bars to verticals. They're going to be delicate little maneuvers like that. Triple bar is not hard to ride. It's just like an oxer, right? It's actually probably the easiest jump for a horse to jump. Horses were designed to jump triple bars, right? The problem with triple bars is actually not the triple bar, but what happens after the triple bar. Horses tend to land a little fast, a little strung out, right? This 5-stride line is a steering 5. It's curving, right? Right? If you cut in, it's going to be tight like this 5. If you bulge out, it's going to be long like that 4 can be, right? So you have to land, steer. At the same time you're steering, you have to have an awareness of your distance coming up, how to work it out in 5, right? But it's a 5. Who wants to go first down the triple bar line? We need a warm-up jump. So we're going to warm up over this one. Warm up over this one. Here's our order of go. 1, 2, 3. Idaho first. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Idaho. Who else is from Idaho? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are you from? Here, and especially today, because it was not at this jump, and now it is. That's going to freak them out more than if it was at a total different jump we haven't been at, right? There's a value to showing your horse jumps. I think if you're going to show a horse a jump, what you do, let's say I'm going to jump at this direction, and I want to show the horse the jump. I don't believe in walking up, smelling the jump, and letting them pat at it. What you're doing then is you're hoping they jump it out of comfort. But what if they're not comfortable, right? You've wasted your time. And the worst thing ever is on that loose rein, we let them spell it, they always kick dirt on it. And my God, and then they're even more afraid than they were in the first place, right? So that's really not the way to show a horse a jump. I think the way to show a horse a jump is to have the horse in hand at the walk. It doesn't have to be fast, at the walk, but we know what in hand means. You get the horse in strike zone, which is right in here. This is where you need to control the horse, is in the strike zone. The horse is in hand. He's experiencing you being in control of him in strike zone. He's just far enough away from it, but this is where the real training actually happens, the real riding actually happens, right about here. Then you can turn away. He's seen it. He knows you're in control of the strike zone. Now you're ready to come jump it. You come smell it loose, you pat it, you kick dirt on it. You're not in control. He's in the strike zone, you're not in control, right? So if you need to control the horse, or show the horse the jump, come from this direction, because that's the direction we're going to jump it. Show it to him, pick up a can, and go. When I enter the ring on a 45-second clock, right, I would probably trot do a downward transition right about here. This is it, guy. Turn and go and find where the start timers are because my clock is counting down. So let's come right lead in front of Rose Ranch, up over it, one at a time. Don't be afraid to give a firm ride.
On this side, on the outside?
Yes, she knows. Anna knows. Oh, I would have one more than you did. I did one more than you did. So everybody over the Liverpool one time? Taylor's horse is going to be so grateful he doesn't have to do that. Good job, and you can walk. So we know you're in good shape. You got a little peak. I think you cut the corner just a touch. Don't pet, don't pet. You're in control. You did a good job of showing the strike zone, Caroline. You don't have to pet. You can pet him on the other side. So you don't want to go fast, Caroline. And you want to control this turn right here. Good job. Now is the time to pet him. Now just a little bit in hand. Yeah, and that's strike zone. Now stand. Oh, make a circle, Dena. Okay, Dena's coming right away. He jumps water well. That was actually a good job showing the horse to jump, Connie. Open the left rein, get to the turn, get to the turn. Excellent job. You know, Connie, I sort of helped you with something. It seemed to work. When riders know they have to do something that they're a little tentative about, sometimes they just rush the turn, get out of the turn in a hurry and attack the problem, right? Where you really need to actually spend the extra time to control the turn. Don't say, I got to attack the problem, I'm going to hunt and kill something today, I'm just going to go at it, right? Don't get in a hurry, leave the turn just to attack the problem. Do the homework, do the preparation. Liverpool this way, 5 strides to Rose Ranch. So it's in context. We shouldn't just jump over it, but we should jump over it in context also. And that's actually the reason why Liverpools are hard, is they distract the horse into knocking it down, not that they're afraid to jump. That's actually the reason it's difficult. That's the reason they're difficult, is they distract the horse into knocking it down. They look below it. Good job. It's not that they're actually forcing him over. Initially, yeah, it's forcing him over it. But then, for a seasoned horse, the problem is it's the lower distraction when the obstacle's up here. Everybody's riding the line well, okay. Mindy, excellent work. Good job with the Liverpool and good riding of the line, right? And in a way, this was a good day because these were horse show lines, you know. So sometimes the course has to be a bit of your trainer. That's how a steady 5 is supposed to ride. That's how a normal 4 rides. This is a steering 5 right from here to here. You got to practice. Let those be your trainers.